From Senegal to Sugar Hill, trace the bloodline. 100 years of brilliance through the color line. They thought the shackles broke but kept the mental chain. Langston penned the future while they legislated pain. Harlem's ballrooms birthed the cosmos in mahogany, while lynching trees still decorated southern botany. Josephine, Waker's pearls, and Garvey's Navy ships. Du Bois debating destiny with scholarship on his lips. The Renaissance was a renaissance of West resistance, fam. Every trumpet blast from Armstrong was a battering ram. They gave us minstrel shows, we gave them Sora Neal. Turned depression into art, made the fabricator real. Cotton Club excluded us from tables every set. To form the Deanus Nightly, never free from the deck. But Bessie Smith could shatter glass, shatter cash, shatter lies. Every note she sang contained a revolution in the sky. Build temples from the rubble, make cathedrals from the struggle. Turn the margins to the center, now they study what we scribble. We build temples from the rubble, every generation double. The inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from. Fast forward through the decades, watch the pattern reassemble. Malcolm's speeches, Martin's marches, every voice begins to tremble to the earth until the structure shows its fractures. FBI was tracking every coon with every pastor, every actor. 40 acres never came but 40 minutes on a stage to reconvene your consciousness and channelize the rage. From bebop to hip-hop, the fool lines mathematical. Each generation weaponized the beautiful, the radical. They gave us Reagan out as crack and mass incarceration. We gave them Public Enemy and blueprints for liberation. The Harlem Renaissance never ended, just evolved its form. Every freestyle cipher is a brainstorm, is a storm. Where the children of the talented, the tenth that was prophesied, inherit the fire that the water couldn't wash aside. They tried to write us out the narrative. We offered all on text, 100 years of proof, and that we're destined. Where was next? Temples from the rubble, made cathedrals from the struggle. Turned the largest to the center, now they study what we scribble. We built temples from the rubble, every generation double. The inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from.
All right, this is, and you are Under the Groove. This is the Under the Groove podcast. This is where we see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. Everything we do here, people, is above board. We keep it straight and solid. This is where we get down with the get down, and we focus on the focus. How's everyone? Again, Happy New Year's to everybody. Hopefully, everything is everything, and everyone is doing well. In terms of health, mindset, financially, the whole nine. This is 2026, the year of accountability. Let's get to it, man. How's everybody? Hopefully everyone, like I said, is doing well. Me and the fam, we're good, man. This is a new year, we have new projects, new perspectives, and this is what we're on. Hopefully it's the same with everybody else. That being said, there's still that issue, the community. The community is the issue and will remain the issue. I think even after we get it together, come together, unify, and, because, look, man, let's be 100, man. There is power in unity. Don't get it twisted, people. There's power in unity. So even once we get it together, when we come together and we understand our power, that the power is in us, we have it, that there's still going to be trials, tribulations. There's going to be challenges and tests. There's going to be so much going to be thrown at us just on the face or the basis that they see we're coming together. All right. So just know, no matter what, we plan to do or what our objective, our goals are, there's always going to be that element that's going to want to knock us off our court, off course as well. I said court, I mean cart. But of course, as well, that's just the way it's going to be. Sadly, let me add to that. What's even sadder or sad about that is we got our own man helping to do that. I want to point out tonight, I want to address what's going on in social media tonight. I think it's relevant. I think not only is it relevant, I think that we have a lot of individuals playing into this thing that we see going on in our communities, via social media. I've said this, it's been said before that why is it that we're the only ethnic group on social media that's always at odds with one another? Nobody else. You hear a little, not only here, but you see every now and then someone want to throw rocks at us. And, we don't attack that the same way we would attack one another if that was the issue, or if, one of us was offended by one of us. The approach is different. The whole get down is different. The attack is different. Everything is different. But when we're dealing with one another, I'm going to tell you what's the same. We go all in on one another. We go all in on one another. We exert our energy, man, when it comes to checking or being on the neck of one our own more than we do those of other ethnic groups, So, I've always asked, it's been asked by others, what's wrong with social media? What's wrong with social media in that? Why does it affect us the way it does and no one else? What's really going on? Why brothers and sisters, the only ethnic group on social media going at each other. And I don't care if you're from the street level to the political level, you see it. I go through social media every day. To see what's in social media, not to respond to anybody or have a reaction to what anyone is doing, but just to see the energy, what's trending. All right. All I see, man, is black on black attacks. That's it. I don't see nothing else. And like I say, I see it from a higher up level, the so-called those who have it, as opposed to those who don't. And from the bottom, I see it from the bottom up. Let's put it like that. A lot of us ain't got nothing. We don't have nothing, man. But when we're on social media, we popping it like we the world, man. We got everything we need. And therefore, because we got everything we need, we got the bag, we got, we look good or whatever the case may be, nothing else matters. I don't see where brothers and sisters are coming on social media and they're discussing the affairs of the world that affect us. That affect us. A lot of y'all don't get it, but it does. Everything we see going on in the world affects us. We may not think so in the initial state. We may not. That don't apply to us. That don't concern me. Wrong. It does. It does. Like I say, from politicians on down, man, to the ground level, brothers and sisters are at each other's throats and no one else's. No one else's. A brother, one of these channels can drop something about so-and-so disrespect so-and-so. You know how long that stuff, it'll carry on social media? 2 weeks, at the least 2 weeks. Because there's always somebody else going to get it and keep dropping and adding to it, right? Content. Let another ethnic group say something, that thing might last a week. I don't know why it's like that, but it is, and I think that's sad, man. That says a lot about us, man. It says a whole lot about us. So anyway, I'm searching through social media, man, and I'm just reading the titles. That's why I'm going through it. I'm reading the titles. I'm paying attention to the titles, and I'm telling y'all, man, everything negative is all us. And we are on each other. We're on nobody else. It's all us. I can run the gambit of like maybe 10, 12, 13 podcasts or podcasts where they're talking about nobody but brothers, man. And it's all negative. It's all negative, man. It makes you wonder, okay, at what point are we going to get it? At what point do we get it? And I'm speaking, I'm especially speaking to those brothers who have these channels, and tend to think that the only way they can get the clicks, the likes, the numbers, or the subs is to keep this drama amongst the people going. That's some sad shit, man. It was just said last week that for anybody who does that, that individual, she's telling you who they are. Who they are, what they're about. We said observation is one's best teacher. All we have to do is observe. You don't got to listen to what nobody says, man. Look at what they do. That will tell you who that individual is. Trust me. Trust me. I have to learn that the hard way. Like I said, my mom used to tell me that all the time. Then what somebody say to you, watch what they do. We're not watching. We're not really focusing on the focus by observing what these brothers and sisters are doing on these channels, man. They're dispensing nothing but dissension and division. That's it. That's it. Not a one of them, not one has come with some viable idea or proposal that would enlighten the community, especially the young ones who need it. You know what I mean? It's like they could care less that the young ones are the next rank and file to continue this BS. It's like they're recruiting them. They're recruiting them for that purpose. A lot of these brothers, you know, been in this game 10 years. 10 years, man. Still doing this shit. It's sad, man. Not only is it sad, man, it's a disservice, man. It's a disservice, you know? And we'll get on quick and talk about, oh, so-and-so snitching, so-and-so this, so, but y'all not say, hey, man, so-and-so keep pushing this BS on the community. To what end do you discuss this stuff, man? What, for federal indictments? What, to what end are you doing this? Come on, man. It don't make no sense, man. None of it makes any sense. None of it. Like I said, because they're not pushing or propelling this ideology that, hey, man, we have to do better. We have to be educated. You know, we have to, you know, get down in society, especially how we know society be today, unified together. They're not pushing that. They're not pushing that. A lot of them will spit that stuff like they super intelligent, that they know the way of the world. Dudes are benighted, man. They're ignorant. They don't really know what's going on. This is why they push what they push. If they knew better, if any of them knew better, man, they stop this stuff immediately, man, because they would understand the devastation, the harm it's doing to the community. You know, and not just that community they're in, but the community at large. Not just the community, but the young brothers and sisters that's in the community growing up. People who they are related to. It's like, damn, you don't care about nobody, man. Nobody. Your sons, your daughters, your grandkids, nieces, nephews, younger. You don't care. All that matter is the likes, the subs, the numbers. Man, you the worst of the worst then. You're worse than the snitch. You're worse than the sellout. None of you dudes, man, is pushing something viable. And I mean in terms of educating and enlightening, empowering the people. Straight up, man. You dudes need to be stopped. Dudes need to be stopped. Most you cats ain't even really cut like that. Man, y'all get passes, man. All kind of shit going on, man, that the community, the public don't really know about a lot of you cats, man. A lot of y'all. Faulty, man. No good. Straight up, man. Sellouts. You say, man, I know the life. I know what, man, I've been and done. No, man, you lying. You lying, man. Any of you dudes that's on these platforms, man, these channels, these podcasts, and saying you've been in life and you know it in and out of it, you done suffered in it. Ain't nowhere in the world you still be doing this, man, or you be promoting this stuff, man. You know, a lot of you dudes, man, is faulty. Y'all false, man. Straight up. I don't care where you from. I don't care who you are. If the shoe fit, wear it, you know. But hey, man, this truth to power right here. All right. Been there and done that. Been there and done that. And I'm going to say this, not to be glorifying or gloating, better than all y'all, man. I'm ashamed of what I did. That's why I'm getting down. That's why I groove the way I groove now, because I know what it is, man. You can't pay me to go back to that. You can't pay me to dispense that to the people. I know the harm. I know the man, the hurt, man, the loss. I know what that shit entail, man. I don't wish that on no brother or sister. Nobody, in fact. You dudes be talking a good one, man, but y'all selling us out, man. Y'all selling us out, man. That shit is sad, homie. It's sad, man, to see this shit every day, nonstop, talking about stuff you got no business talking about. I don't care who put it out there first. If you're a solid cat, if you're above board, you know the script. You know the protocol, man. You know the code. Can't nothing make you stoop to that level, because you understand dudes on that level, they ain't never been no good, man. Ain't never been no good, man. I was a no good cat. I'm telling you. I was a no good cat at one time. Went through a whole lot of shit. Took losses, man, from the family on. That shit hurt. It hurts, man. You don't get them back, man. They gone. So any of y'all who continue to promote division, because that's all you really doing. That's all you're doing. For those of you who continue to promote division, when you say your own mouths, and I heard it from all y'all, you've been there, you've done that, you survived, you know what this shit is, man, and yet you continue to do this shit, you're a mark, man. You're not a real one, man. You're not a real one. You are not a real one. The saying goes, if you know better, you do better. So it goes to say, don't none of y'all know any better. Y'all ain't really been through nothing. Y'all just popping it like y'all have been. Dudes ain't been through nothing, man. Y'all ain't been through nothing, man. You know? And this is what y'all doing to the community. And saying, hey, man, I've been there and done, seen it. I seen it, Come on, man. This is a disservice, man. And I mean it, man, not just to the community, man, but to your own. To your own. And most of you dudes are past 30. So there's a chance you have children. You have grandchildren. And this is what you're doing? Sad, man. It's disgraceful, man. You dudes lack moral compasses, man. You dudes are part of the problem. Straight up. Like gang banging is part of the problem. You dudes are just, y'all in the same space, because that's what you promoting. Gang shit. Gang shit. Didn't have the audacity to talk about a bag, man. You still where we at. Ain't none of y'all in them spots where super rich are, you know. You got to kiss ass and get on camera with some of them people that let you know something right there. You dudes are sellouts, man. Straight up. Anybody in their right mind, I don't care where you from, man, that understand what I'm saying, to understand what's being said about our communities. The devil, what we seeing is when you know it's wrong, man, y'all got to tell these cats, man, this is some bullshit, man. Knock this shit off. You guys are under the impression that this is the only way you can get numbers, likes, clicks, and subs by talking about this shit that promote violence. That's it, man. That's it. That's all it is. Y'all wrong, man. It's a whole lot going on in the world, especially in our communities, that we could talk about, and I guarantee you'll get better numbers. You'll get better numbers. But you dudes don't want to do that. It's easy. It's easy to talk about our troubles or what ails us, but it's hard, man, to get up here and talk about some solid stuff that's going to empower us. It's going to take us out this situation we're all faced with to something better. Y'all don't want to do that work. Y'all want to be ghetto famous. And like I say, most of y'all, man, it's a fact, man. I ain't got to say it. Dudes, where y'all from? No. I ain't speaking no ill will nobody. Y'all wasn't them dudes, man. Never were. You're in front of camera, I'll send you that cat. A lot of you dudes came about when a lot of cats got swept up. Couldn't hang around solid cats. Not with that. Yeah, times have changed. Y'all recognize that. You're taking advantage of it. You're manipulating the situation, man, to your own profit, your own benefit. Shit is disgraceful, man. You dudes is y'all weak, man. I tell you to your face. I'll tell you to your face. I'm gonna be on here talking about snitching and this and that. And y'all don't even see what y'all doing, man. How it's worse. What y'all doing is worse. By the power of 10, man. It's way worse. I got that off my chest, man. There's a whole lot more to it, man. I'm just straight up, man. Straight up, man. Straight up, man. This shit gotta stop, man. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And then you do get out of you're in your feelings when so-called non-affiliated other brothers that don't gang bang got something to say. Oh, you know that? Wait a minute, man. What do you expect? Could you expect anything different? This is what you pushing. How could you expect anything different from the Mahindas when this is what you pushing? When the Mahindas say, this is what y'all do. Y'all on me? Come on, dude. The kiddo calling the pot black, man. You dudes are false, man. You false, man. All of y'all, and y'all again, if the shoe fit, wear it. Next 24 hours will let you know. Hey, man, it's right here. Every day. Every day, man. Now, they are accountable. But I'm saying to the people now, we have to be accountable. We have to be accountable, man. We have to be accountable to the point we say, nah, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Like I said, man, I don't watch videos. I read your comments. That's what I do. I read all y'all comments. And it's enough of y'all that be watching this stuff in them comments and telling them, hey, man, it's whack shit what you doing. This some bunk shit, buster shit. Why you doing it? Why you talking about this as opposed to that? Why are you trying to bring us further down instead of lifting us up? It's in all you guys' comments. And I don't mean 2 or 3 here sprinkled it. No, man. Maybe shit, a third or more. It's in you guys' comments. So I'm speaking to the people who are leaving these comments, who are watching this. Hey, man, stop giving them service, man. Stop. Cut the water off. They don't deserve the people's support, man. You know, and each and every one of us, or of you guys who watch that stuff, I'm pretty sure you have enough drama in your own lives, man, to be sitting there watching this, man. You have to figure out, you supposed to be taking time out to figure out how to deal with what's not right in your life instead of being entertained about someone else's problems, troubles, or issues. Man, it don't make sense, y'all. Stop feeding the beast, man. Stop feeding the beast, man. Real spit, man. Like I said, man, I don't care about none of what y'all be talking about. You know, you can't say nothing to me, man, you know. But I'm telling you dudes, man, y'all foul, man. Y'all foul. And shit needs to stop, man. We need to hold them accountable. They need to be held accountable, man, to this mess that they're not creating, but they're just pushing, they're propelling, propagating it, man. They're advocating it. Violence in our communities, man. They worse than gangs on the same level. Or on the same level. This is a different gang entity, if you ask me. They just dudes from somewhere everywhere, but they all in the same gang. Everything they do is the same. They push and promote bullshit, division, man. Hate and violence on the people. We got enough of that, don't we? I'm pretty sure a lot of us acknowledge we got enough of that. Why is y'all pushing more upon the people? Why is it more than necessary? Come on, man, we got enough issues. Again, man, this is Under the Groove podcast, man. You know, everything we do is above board, and we are focused on the focus. Straight up, man. Straight up. It's high time, man. You brothers be men. Be men. Start representing not just yourselves, but the community, your families. It's childish stuff y'all doing, man. And it's creating more harm than it is helping or, bringing good to the community. You guys need to understand. I know y'all understand it. And again, I know a lot of y'all don't give a damn. But you'll talk to the good old people like they matter. Like you lacing them. Like you empowering them with something, man, that's going to elevate them, propel them to something better that they dealing with daily. That's all cap, man. It's cap. What's happening with the people, y'all? The Royal Group Congregation, man. Those who, man, are conscious, who are waking up, man. This is for us, man. And so I'm just one amongst many, man. And hey, man, about the business, man. About the business. All right? Real spit, man. I don't care where you from. I don't care where you from, man. You guys got to see the damage, the harm in this. We got dudes from the same set against each other from everywhere. This shit is turning on his ear, man. But it's turning against brothers, man. That's from the same get at. They airing this shit out, man, on social media. Cousins, brothers, homies. Come on, man. Y'all don't see this shit? Shit is a detriment to all of us, man. To all of us. Like I said, I don't care who you are, man. I don't care where you from. I don't care if you don't even gang bang. But if you partaking in this shit, fuck you, man. Straight up. Causing too much harm, man. You doing more damage than the gains. Sad shit, man. Sad shit, man. Power is in the people, y'all. Let's exercise. Let's flex our power. Let's flex our power. And I'm telling y'all, man, we're gonna have to, get with those, look just like us, man, to get shit right. We can't call ourselves approaching no other ethnic group unless we get with ours first. Clean our yard up first before we address anything that ails us, before we say, hey, man, what y'all doing is against the community. We got to deal with our own people, man. That's where it starts from. Our yard is dirty. We got dirty dudes calling dudes dirty. Snitches calling dudes snitches. Police calling dudes police. We got all kind of shit going, and this shit is foul, man. Come on, y'all. Let's shut this shit down, man. Turn social media on its ear. Dudes don't deserve the people, man. These dudes they don't love the people, man. They don't love the people, man. They love their image, man. They love that image. Just listen to all of them, man. I'm telling y'all, listen and watch them. Anyway, man, I want to send a shout out to the Royal Group Congregation, man, to all the brothers, man, conscious, man. You know what I'm saying? That's with the business, man. Hey, man, we are the ones, B1. It equals black first, man. That's all that matter. Black first, man. Everything else, man, it got to be secondary, tertiary, or fourth or fifth place. It cannot come before us. It can't, man. If we allow it, man, look at what we're going to get. Until we decide, man, that it's time to stop with the BS, man, and bring some unity, man, and unify, man. I'm telling you, there's power in unity. There's so much we can change, man. And I'm telling you, it won't take a year or two. The changes, man, what the results will be damn near, man, some overnight shit. It's done right. If brothers are sincere, really mean what they saying, and doing what the hell they're saying they're gonna do. Well, man, we could change the fucking world, man. Starting with us. Again, man, I'm gonna shout out, man, to the Royal Group Congregation, man, all those men that support channels like this one. You know, it's all love and respect, man. It's about the people first, man. Trust that. So let's get down with the get down, people. All right. B60M says, greeting, Bub and the Royal Group congregation. Good to see you back, B60M. Appreciate your presence, man. And I'm asking this to the listeners, man, those who click in, comment or not. Do we see the same shit? You know, do we really see the same shit? Do we understand what brothers or what they're doing, man, and how they're complicit in what's going on? Do we see this shit? I know I'm not the only one, but hey, this is for the RGC, man. Jump in there, man. Let's address this because I think this is something that needs to be discussed, you know. And these cats need to know they aren't appreciated, man. Straight up. So I appreciate you again, B60M, man. Hey, good to see you back, brother. Peace and blessings to you and yours. Quinn and Zinga says, man, peace and forever blessings to the Royal Group congregation. Be one first, loved ones. Real spit. Alan Gordon, 41510 said, Big Bub, salute from Oakland, California. We appreciate you up in there, Old Town. Yeah, man, the 415, man. All love and respect. And like I said, man, it go without saying, man, those who know, man. A lot of love, respect, man, for the Bay Area, man. From Hoover to the Bay, you know what I mean? This is what we do, man. You know, all inclusive, man. Appreciate you in this get down, man. Shout out to my brother, man, RG, man. You know you already. One love, brother. Pope Mitchell podcast says, salute to you, Bub, and Under the Groove. And shout out to the Kings and Queens group congregation. Focus on the focus, people. All right, we got a comment from Queen and Zinga. She said, I think it's product of self-hate. I think it's a product of self-hate. That's one way to look at it, I'm pretty sure. I think the other is this misconception that they can actually really, you know, become rich off this, you know, what we see doing. They say, okay, well, Adam 12, they got paper, you know, Vlad got paper, you know, and most of them who has the most paper in this stratosphere, or this atmosphere of podcasting, are the Wyopies. You know, we have a few brothers, man, that got it, few sisters who got it. But look at what they address. It ain't this that I'm speaking about. You know, they're all inclusive. Some stay away from politics. Some stay away from gang culture. You know what I mean? Some want to enlighten and empower the people. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're getting paid. That's a bag. And that's all I'm trying to impart to these guys, man, who have these podcasts, these channels, thinking that the only way for them to get to where they want to be, to elevate themselves financially, is to create or keep the creation of dissension and disunity, division amongst brothers on social media, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, you're wrong. You're wrong, man. You are wrong. It's not the way to go. But again, it's easy. It's easy. And most of us know, man, we're quick to take the easy route. A lot of us don't want to put that work in, man. You know, I'm talking a good one about putting in work. Putting in work, man, you know, it demands a lot. You know, it demands a lot from the individual. You know, you could shuck and jive when, you know, you're going the easy route. But you can't do that, man, when you putting in the work, man. So there it is. Mr. Fantastic, what it do, loved one? He said, what's up, Big Bub, man? What's up, brothers and sisters in the chat? Appreciate you coming in, bro, and sending them shots out, man. Hopefully everything is everything with you and yours, brother. Good to see you again, as always. Raymond Skull, 102, this is the brother from the Rays, man. Peace and blessings to you and yours. How you doing, bro? You say, what it do, Bub? Hope you and your family are great, along with the brothers in the community. Peace and blessings to the guys and goddesses in this group. Yeah, we want to extend that to those who ain't came in yet. They ain't got the memo. You know, we'll extend it to them anyway. Peace and blessings to you and yours, people. You know, I got that clip you sent me also, Raymond. That yeah, and man. Actually, I watch him a lot. You know, I watch him like he one of the very few Wayupis speak truth to power. You know, now why he doing it, I don't know. I just know that he ain't said nothing that, you know, that I say, oh no, that's some BS yet, you know. But yeah, that's a powerful clip, man. And I hope to probably play that clip one day or just pieces of it so that brothers and sisters can hear what's really going on. So they can probably, hopefully, in the process of that, get an understanding of why a lot of us are the way we are. You know, there's reasoning for all this, man. There's a rationale to all this, man. All this is not, again, this is not by happen chance, man. None of it. Even as I'm talking about what's going on in social media, that's not by mistake. That's by design, man. That is by design. And brothers know it. Who's doing this? They know it. But yeah, man, peace to you as well, brother. All love, man. Hope you and the family are doing well, man. And hopefully that situation, you know, is the way you want it to be, you know, in terms of, you know, the situation you spoke to me about. Be good to see you down here one day too, you know, and sit down with you and let's chop it up. Lisa Moore 5'3", she says, peace and blessings, bro. Blessings and love to the kings and queens in the chat. B1 equals black first. Love the crown, man. Yeah, we got to love each other, man. We got to love ourselves in order to love each other. I think that's the problem. Queen Nzinga said it best just now. She said it's an issue that's it concerns self-hate. Self-hate, you know. Anytime brothers are willing to get up there and do what they're doing, they have no love and respect for themselves. You know, and then they'll tell you quick and yes, I do. I love me, I respect me. You know, okay. Go back and look at everything you've done, and then you tell me again, you know, how's that love for you or respect for you? You know, the point of the matter is, if you love yourself so much, respect yourself so much, then I think just as psychology, man, you would love the person that look just like you. You would respect that person the same way. You wouldn't want nobody to come and drop at your doorstep or on your phone or your laptop stuff that shows division, shows hatred for one another and things of that nature, man. You just wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't do it, man. You know, but brothers are good. You know, most people are good when they got, you know, an ulterior motive. They're good to talk outside of their necks. That's what we see a lot of. Brothers talking outside of their necks. But anyway, thank you for jumping in here, Lisa Moore. Peace and blessings to you and yours as well, all right? James, man, what it do, bro? He said, Compton's in the house. Love and respect from the hub to you, brother Bub. Peace and power, my brother, and to all of the people. Salute to the Hoovers, the Gangsters, the Crips, and Crims, straight like that. I'm going to throw in there also to the Damus, also to our non-affiliated brothers and sisters. You know, when we want to talk about unity, man, there can be no separation. There can be no division or divisiveness. It has to be all inclusive. This is the only way, man, we're going to get to where we need to be as a people, as one. B1 equals black first, man. It can't just be, you know, Crips, blood. I mean, Crips, Hoovers, gangsters, neighborhoods. It has to be also our Pyru brothers, our blood brothers, our non-affiliated brothers. We have to be all encompassing, man. And when we talk about love and peace, we got to include everybody in that. Because without that, without saying that and even implying it, then you're saying, or you're implying it's conditional. You got to be the Crip, you know, this or that. You can't be this or that. If you are, you don't get it. No, man, this is the problem. This Willie Lynch syndrome stuff, y'all. I'm telling you, we have to embrace brothers and sisters no matter where they from. No matter where they from, man. It's the only way, man. But I hear you loud and clear, bro, James, man. Appreciate you as always, bro. As always. Like I said, we have to get this into our programming, man. We have to get this into our programming where brothers, if you matter, then brothers have to matter. You know, as women, as black women, man, sisters, if you matter, other sisters have to matter. We have to get out our feelings and our emotions. You know, we have to start thinking as a people, as a people, or as people who love not just themselves, but their people. Where they from, man? You know, and we got to get over the hurt. You know, we got to get over the hurt. That's another obstacle. And people use that on social media, on these channels. They use that, man, to garner more dissension, you know, more hate, more violence. They use it. Like I said, man, just go look, man. We got to get past all this stuff, man, that's creating this, that's making this situation worse. It's not getting any better. And it's not going to get any better as long as we have brothers and sisters, you know, on these channels, man, dispensing this BS to the people. And trust and know, man, most of it is going to the youth. Most of it is infiltrating the minds of the youth. You know? Let the content. You think that mean? What y'all think that mean, man? Man. So there that is, man. All love and respect, though, bro. You already know. Poke Mitchell, man. Poke said, Bub, I didn't always have it together because of lack of knowledge. Now that I strive to work on myself, I try to get that point across on my podcast in a sharing and positive way. Yeah, that's your work, bro. Because like I say, we talk. You done been through it. You done been through it. A gauntlet, so to speak, you know? Battered and bruised, man. Bruised and battered others. You know, didn't been through it. You know? So you know better than most, man. What's at stake, man? You know better than most that, man, it's imperative for you to do something different, to redeem yourself, man. To bring to the table, man, something more, more positive than what was presented to you when you were sitting at the table as a youngster or whatever the case may have been. You know, you get it. Like I said, we talk about this stuff, man. So, you know, we understand, you know. But anyway, man, appreciate you saying that. But go on to say, I'll read it again. Bub, I didn't always have it together because of lack of knowledge. Now that I strive to work on myself, I try to get that point across on my podcast in a caring and positive way. You're going to say, but that's not what they want. So you just keep trying to reach them, I guess, saying, as I do when I get a chance. Yeah, man, like I say, the work, man, is hard. The work is hard, man. Ain't nothing easy about trying to bring brothers together. Brothers are ensconced in this disunity, in hate and violence towards one another. That's a task in and of itself, man. And couple that with the task of fighting against these other cats coming in, trying to keep that shit going. You know, it's hard work, bro. Yeah, it's hard work because a lot of them don't want to hear it. Or a lot have been led to believe it ain't worth hearing. That don't change the objective. I'm a warrior, man. I'm not a soldier. I know the reasoning of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I understand the purpose, the goal. You think I'm concerned with some cats who pushing out this trash, this garbage to our people, them not giving a damn? I don't care about them, man. As soon as do away with them, man, and then deal with those whose minds they've infiltrated, man, and have them on this path they own. Those are the ones, you know, if we can help them, save them the ones we need to help. That's where our work lies, man. And yeah, there ain't nothing easy about that. And yeah, a lot of them probably don't want to hear it. So That don't deter me, man. It shouldn't deter anybody who understand what the purpose is for, man. Why we're doing it. Be that as it may. We gonna always have that. We gonna always have brothers who's gonna be in the ear of other brothers and telling them, damn that, man, F him, F all them, that, man, do what you're doing, man. I got your back. You know, that. It's just where the game go, man. You know, but I don't think it's more of them than it is more of us. And this is why I send shots out. This is why I say what I say. You know, hey man, let's do the work. Let's do the work. You know, we gonna get the results, man, we need, you know, in spite of, you know, in spite of those not wanting to hear or not wanting what we, you know, have to say, you know, being, you know, in their ear, you know, we're gonna keep trying to reach them, man. All right. We're gonna keep trying to reach them. We ain't waiting on chances either. We're not waiting on turns. We just going about it, bro. We just gonna go about it, bro. You know? James Cass said, man, I'm listening to that Easy E. We sucker free over here. It's like 93, real talk. Mother F's the other side. Anybody who not with the progress of the black communities. This is what we got to push, man. You know, remember I don't know, man. Look, again, man, this is some serious stuff, man. We are at war. And I'm telling y'all, we're at war more with our own. Because our own don't see the bigger picture. So we got to battle and fight them just to get to what the real issues are. We got all these distractions, man. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is not by accident. It's here. It's being created and it's put in front of us to distract us, to keep us from focusing, man, on focus. You know, just that simple, man. You know, James goes on to say, man, all you dumb MFs adding more fire to the fuel out there need to knock it off before you get yourselves hurt. Because I ain't gonna be the one to feel sorry for your punk ass sellouts behind FOH. You know, and that's, you know, sadly, like I said, man, just look at what's going on. They're turning on each other. They're turning on each other, man. Some sad shit, man. It's some sad stuff, man. Sad stuff, man. James going to say a lot of people have zero right to speak on the streets. That's new to me. What's understood doesn't need mention, right? Right? And what not, and knowledge is power. The truth will set our people free. One. Real spit, man. Real spit. All right, there you go, Al Thomas. I'm gonna finish this from James. You're going to say this era of cornballs, squares, tethers, wannabes, and everybody else who be steady swagging off our big black nuts. You good. Al Thomas, you good. Yeah, sure. Al Thomas, how's the brother, man? Hey, man, happy New Year to you and yours, man, and Young King, man. Hopefully you got, you know, I ain't got to say hopefully. I can just imagine how you on point or on course what you know you supposed to be on. And the Young King is taking them lessons as he should, man. So peace and blessings to you and yours. Continue to be who you are, man, the man that you are, man. Need more like you. Need more like you brothers in here, man. But Al goes on to say, man, salutation to you, the queen, and every black man and woman in the royal group. The royal group. Happy New Year to all. Peace and blessings. As always, be one. Black first. Not black bullshit. Black excellence. There you go. There you go. Yeah. James said, real talk, bub. They marks. James going to say, all right, they might know better, bub. I think they're just spiteful individuals who are selfish, full of evil and greed. Some of them know better. They're just doing the devil's work. That's all. And again, I said, well, we spoke about this last week when we say, man, the devil's at work. And, you know, and I'm not, look, I said that because I understood the terminology and why I said it, what it meant, metaphor, you know, for me. That's what's happening. The devil's at work, man. The devil's at work to get souls, man. You know, and I've said this, man, about our people, man. We are a resource, and I don't mean that in a context that a lot of people take what a resource is. You know, like on a job, you know, a worker is a resource to get the job, you know, make it help and make money. You know what I mean? But we are the resource, man. And I'm telling you, we have to change the way we understand what a resource is. See, we're utilized as resources. We just don't know it. We don't consider ourselves the resource that's in control of the resource. We're not in control of our resources. That's us. If we're generating 1 point whatever trillion dollars annually just in this country, and we're not bringing none of that money back to any other communities in this country, that means we aren't controlling us as a resource. They have control over us as a resource, be it economic, political. Man, there's so many ways, man, to address that or to understand what that really means without looking at it as something derogatory. I think, man, if we start looking at ourselves as these people who have the power, we ones, man. We could take control of a whole lot of stuff, man. We could control our own destiny. You know, I look at us as a resource in the sense that we should be in control of what we do, you know, so that we can bring whatever it is we want to bring to the table, and people have to toe the queue. So if they don't want to, you know, abide by, you know what I'm saying, let's say reparations. Okay, we're not going to spend, you know, we control our dollars, you know, we control our, you know, man, it's so much, man. And yet there are so many things that they could throw at us to make us, you know, put us in this situation where shit would get even more difficult to deal with. But that's the sacrifice. That's what war is. You're put in a position where you have to battle, man, just for justice and righteousness, man, to be your own man, your own king, your own God. If we don't understand our importance, if we don't understand our wealth, and that's what I mean, that's a resource. Hey, man, it's going to be determined for us. You know, it's being determined for us. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. The devil is at work, man. The beast is eating. He's eating, man. He's devouring souls. You know, devouring souls, man. You know, got certain minions at work. Okay, minion, you go and we'll let you, you know, we tired of you. So the minions go to work collecting more souls for the beasts. You know, I don't know, man. Okay, I see this Day Walker, man. I appreciate you in this. Get out, Day Walker. I saw you up earlier, man, with the laughing face. I didn't know at that juncture was you trolling or what. I appreciate your comment. Day Walker says, man, probably most logical to laser focus on the 7 to 14-year-olds in the community before their hearts become hard. Truth to power. Truth to power. And a lot of us agree with that. I think that, yeah, that's something that actually we should be focused on. That's not to say we disregard or we discard others, man, that we feel, are expendable. You know what I mean? Because they're so hardened now. You know, a lot of people are jaded. A lot of people don't know why they're jaded or why their hearts are hardened. But I get what you're saying. The 7 to 14-year-olds are the ones we want to reach. You know, how do we reach them? Okay. Now, and again, man, I don't have no issue. When I have an issue with you, I'm going to speak on it, and I'm going to be respectful, but I'm still going to speak on it. So How do we reach the 7 to 14-year-olds who is in a community that is supposed to be reaching the 7 to 14-year-olds? Come on, y'all. What are them dollars being used for? What are they being put towards? Do them dollars go to these 7 and 14-year-olds who need after school training, schooling, homework, lessons, who should be getting skills, especially those skills that are going to matter in the next 7 to 10 years. We're talking tech now, right? Where are these tech facilities or these tech programs in these communities? Where the funding for these nonprofits involved are put at, these communities are put in the communities for these 7 to 14-year-olds to learn these skills, to get this knowledge, man. Where is it? Again, I'm not speaking bad on nobody, yet. I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. And if there are nonprofits out there that provide services, that get funding or grants for them type of service, let's be real. Tech. We're talking 7 to 14-year-olds. What are you providing them? What are you providing them in terms of being prepared, not just to work for some tech company, but to learn the tech industry, to learn it so that maybe they can go out on their own and start a tech company? Where are these facilities? Man, damn summer night lights and all that shit, man. Open some classrooms, man. Open some get downs, man, where these cats, these young brothers and sisters can get some education. When they leave junior high or high school, whatever they call them, middle school or grade, or whatever they call them nowadays, when they leave there, they know go straight to this facility, because for the next 2 hours, there's training in the tech field. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm asking, where are they? Give us that information. We'll put it in the community chat. I put it on the thing right now. So we're going to say the 7 to 14-year-olds, man, how? How do we attract them? Well, and who is in the community supposed to be doing that work? I get it. I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that.
It's not fair to say damn the summer night lights programs and stuff, because that's what they're there for, to keep those kids safe and do something other than being in the street.
Okay, well, what I understand about, and I appreciate you bringing that up, what I understand about summer night lights is a whole lot of violence and shootings. That's what I get from summer night lights. So I'm saying, X that out. See, because in most cases, summer night lights, these kids is coming and getting high and they drinking, hanging out. They're not doing nothing productive. Let's speak truth to power. You know what I mean? Let's just address, the elephant in the room. Be that the case. I'm saying summer night lights serve no purpose other than having young cats, 7 to 14-year-olds, maybe a little older, come and congregate. Man, idle mind is the playground for the devil, man. All right? It doesn't matter if the old fools is coming to hang out summer night lights as well. The fact of the matter, if you have a program called Summer Night Lights and all they're doing is have a jumpy thing, shooting, where the classes? Where the classes? This is just a spot, most parks where these young cats come and congregate, packing and all kind of other shit. You got violence at these get downs now, where it didn't used to be. Everybody just standing out, muling around. Nobody's getting an education because it's summer. What you no longer need to be educated because it's summertime. That's when you want to educate them the most. You take away this thing where now they're just in the streets. No, man, come on in here. and get this education, man. We want to lace y'all, man. We want to bring y'all, we want to put you up on what's coming in the tech industry. We want to make you guys really good at proficient. We hire somebody with this money we got for our nonprofit to teach you AI, to teach you some tech skill that's going to really matter in the next 5 to 7 years. You want to save the 7 and 14-year-olds? Come on, man. Who propping that up more than anybody? Who they saving? How's that money helping anybody? I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't. Somebody might want to, after school, go and, being chased or bullied. You can go into the little thing and sit down till your mama come get you. I get it. I get it. But in what community are these 7 and 14-year-olds and even older and even maybe younger are being educated? And it's mandatory. You come in for this education, that's it, that's all. I'm just saying, man, I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm ranting and raving, but I'm just saying, and I appreciate that, Day Walker. I appreciate that, Yeah, laser focus on the 7 to 14-year-olds in a real way, all right? Let's see that, whatever grants and money's being handed to people in the community that's supposed to look out and, educate and empower these youngsters, man, actually go to doing that, not lining their own pockets. Straight up, man. Appreciate your comment, brother. And again, welcome to Under the Groove Podcast, man. This is where we keep everything above board, man. All right. We keep it straight, man. Solid. We see no evil. We speak no evil. We hear no evil. We focus on the focus, man, to where, we so focused. We want to get down with the get down. And dare anybody to call us, tell us we ain't. All right. But that's what it is. I appreciate you in the get down, man. You're more than welcome to comment, man, and come back, man. And again, your question, man, is appreciated. Your comment is very much appreciated. Thank you for that. Quinn Nzinga says, new year, new you, people. I'm loving to see our day ones up in here. Salute to the kings and queens. Appreciate that as well. Yeah. Jane said, these internet losers have no creativity, no knowledge of self, no intellect, no realization. And they can't see outside of the pathetic little bubble that they all live in until an MF come in and bust it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all in box. It's all in the box. Nothing any of them are doing is outside the box, especially to the point where it's bringing, again, empowerment, positivity, unity, to the people, something that the people need, man. We're in dire need of love, unity, positivity, and empowerment. I don't see any of them bringing that. So, yeah, good point. Vu said, love and respect to the loved ones, UTG, man. Yeah, James going to say they are weak, and imagine the scumbags under them supporting them and watching them, participating in the shenanigans and giggling like little girls. We got some straight coons doing coonery. Raccoons, man, raccoons. We have raccoons. So, yeah. Pope Mitchell said, man, it's hard to get where we can go when they support you, inspire. Let me start that again. It's hard to get where we can go when they support you. Inspired to get is not there. And okay, it's power in Black support, but it's too many of us that believe in separation that kills the future. Again, yeah, bro, that's a given. That's a given. Take for instance, man, and we have many examples, man, when the so-called bondage era, where, the house guy, raccoon would go and tell on the field brother or sister. And, then you come through time, as time goes, you got some, man, when they come out of that and they're in what they call when they're rebuilding the country after the Civil War, you had brothers and sisters actually working against brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? not wanting to see them prosper, not wanting to see them do better than, what they was under the thumb of the healer, the so-called master. You had situations in the the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, but especially the 50s and 60s, the 60s and 70s, where brothers was doing the same thing, doing the same thing, man. Shenanigans, not wanting to see brothers rise, willing to sell out, willing to be raccoons, man, so that, they could get, some snippet, some little something, what was that movie? Judas with the Black Panther. I forget the name of the movie. The Black Judas, something like that. And how the government supposedly gave this raccoon a gas station after he, did what he did, man, against the people's movement, man. Against the people's movement, the people's progress, people's empowerment. We gonna always have them, man. Because I think we don't address them appropriately. We don't address them right, man. This is why we have this. And I'm telling you, man, the best way to understand who you got in your midst, is to watch them. Circles are no longer viable. We need straight lines now. We all in a straight line. We not no circles don't mean nothing no more, man. It don't mean anything. But we always gonna have them type of people, man. That's not to say, well, I let me rephrase that. We don't have to always have them type of people. Maybe that's a better statement than what I just made. And again, if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and we understand what we're putting in this mix, man, we're keeping everything above board, like I say, straight and solid. We avoid a whole lot of BS, put it like that. We'll avoid a whole lot of sellouts, telling on us, or, because there'd be nothing for them to tell except for the fact they're trying to empower themselves. They're trying to excel. They're trying to love one another, unite. They're still going to bring a lot of, scrutiny, but still, there it is. So we'll have that until we change it. We're going to have that until we change it, Paul. Al Thomas said, I don't think that they don't want to do it. I honestly do not think that they're capable of such productivity or positivity, respectfully. They're not capable. That's a valid point. They very well may not be capable. Again, man, what we see is a lot of brothers, mostly, doing what's easy. Doing what's easy. The hard part, man, is doing, that which ain't being done. That might cause a lot of hesitation and fear in a lot of brothers. To get on that type of focus or be on that road, take up that type of mission, to be a part of that type of movement, that might cause a lot of anxiety. It's new to them. And we all know how something new affects people. It's always anxiety and doubt. There's no confidence. Think about what's going to go wrong before you're thinking about or working toward what could be right. So I appreciate that comment, Al. That's some true stuff now. Mr. Fantastic said, man, exploiting your own for whatever reason is disgraceful. It's shameful and disturbing. It's sickening to my core. Man, I'm telling you, that's the feeling. There's a sickness, man. I feel when I see this stuff. And again, man, it's everybody that went through something, and understand me, man. And I'm not labeling it as just for the so-called the culture, the gang culture, individuals who the only ones that have been through something. You know what I mean? So let me, let me make that clear, man. You don't have to have been in the gang culture to have survived some trauma or something traumatic, something life altering, or whatever the case may have been. But it's been done, or you went through it in such a way that it changed you. You don't have to be no gang member, man, for that to occur. You know? So, it takes all kinds, man. But we do have some that professed or claim to have been through it. And I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it, man. 5 years in the pen, 7, 10 years in the pen, ain't nothing to sneeze at. It's really not. Not having to go through what a lot of brothers in the streets been through. And again, you don't have to be gang members to have went through a lot of this stuff. Being faced with life and death situations and stuff, but there are those who've been through it. You can tell, man, because they don't do shenanigan type stuff. You get me? They don't play games, man. They understand the outcome. They understand the consequences. That's the difference, man. That's the difference. You ain't got to be no gang member, man, to understand that they had went through something and come out of it knowing, whoa, consequences. To have been affected in a life-altering way, So that's what I mean by that. But appreciate that, Mr. Fantastic. All right, Kimberly Mitchell. She said, Hoover, hey, real ones, y'all. All right, right back to you. Yezriel, shalom, family, much love and utmost respect. Right back to you, brother. And I've said this, since what's the day, last Thursday. Happy New Year's to everybody. All the best of the best, in this year. This is the year, I say, of accountability. Let's get it in, man. Let's be accountable for everything we do. We're not going to make no excuses, man. Let's just get it in. Let's do what need to be done. Ain't nobody perfect, man. But I'm going to tell you the difference between, those who go through stuff and we'll look at it like this. You can get knocked to your knees, man. What you going to do? What you going to do? You going to get up, man, get in this fight because you know it's right? Or you going to stay on your knees, man? That's what I see. A lot of cats is on their knees, man. A lot of these cats are on their knees, man. Ain't got no real fight in them. And the time you run from something hard, man, you soft. And this is my take on it. So I appreciate you guys, Real. Yes, Real. I hope I pronounced that right, too. James said, man, you can't force people to be accountable, brother Bub. This is a learning experience that they have to go through. It all depends on their maturity and consciousness. Them people are asleep. Yeah, and we had this conversation last week. Yeah, we can't make nobody do anything. But I'm speaking to those who are conscious. I'm speaking the year of accountability to go to those of us who hold themselves accountable regardless. We just might want to, extend, that field of accountability. We might want to, direct it to those who might not know they're not being accountable. Yeah, I think it's about speaking up, speaking out, not about pressing somebody and making them do anything. But I'm telling you, by the same token, being responsible is also saying, not just speaking out and speaking up, but it's acting on certain things, man. You know what I'm saying? And not in a way to where, you're initiating something that can get you into trouble. I'm talking about, man, you're doing this, man, in such a way that there's no doubt that you mean what you say. You know, not about pressing no line on nobody, you know, but we can hold people accountable. You know, this is, and I've shared this before. A G homie had told me before. He said, man, there are three ways you deal with bullshit. All right. There are three ways. One, you can address it, and that's the verbal communicative aspect of it. Two, you can ignore it. And three, you can deal with it. You know, but that's accountability. That's that individual say, okay, man, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. You go either or. That's not my business. So I'm gonna be accountable to myself, my safety, whatever it can be. You know, I'm not gonna mess with that. On the other hand, I'm gonna say something because I heard this and I saw this, whatever. So let me be safe, brother. That's wrong. I'm being accountable. You know what I mean? To let the individual know, hey man, that's not the right way to go. And the other aspect of it is saying, hey man, I got to deal with this, man. You know, but the choice is always the individual's choice to make. Be he accountable or not. Yeah, you can't you can't force nobody, make nobody do nothing. But I know for a fact, we who hold ourselves accountable can act on those things that we know to be the right thing to do, or to say the right thing that needs to be said. You know, that's it. And I don't disagree with you. I hear you wholeheartedly, brother. A voodoo up in the chat, man. There you go, man. James, you're going to say, we understand you, big bud, but the dudes don't care about nothing except what the dollar say. We hear it all the time. We hear it all the time. That's why I say, though, at some point, then we are accountable. 2026, let us be accountable then for what we do. So if we recognize that these cats don't care about number what the dollar say, number what check say, stop paying a check. Stop adding to the amount of that check that they get. And we do that by shutting off the water, man. Shut them off. See, that's an individual being accountable. You know? Now, if you're going to support it, you're going to keep supporting. You're going to watch it. If you know better, you're going to hold yourself accountable and say, man, I'm not adding or helping prop this up, promote this shit. Shut that off. You know? Yeah. They're going to care about the dollar till they stop flowing in. They're going to wonder why, okay, why my checks are getting shorter. I said this last week. That's when they're going to realize, okay, now, oh, let me try to be creative. Let me try something new. Let me act like I've always been in the fight. You know, I've been in, you know, in the movement with the people. I say, man, y'all remember who they are. So we go about this right. They'll come back, they'll redress themselves. They'll try to reinvent themselves as though they had nothing to do with all this stuff we see going on. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, there's a lot of wrong with it. But if that's what they think, okay, then who are we telling me wrong? And I guess that's what you're saying. Dudes make a whole lot of reasons for why they do what they do. I'm getting the bag. I got to feed my family. Make you really wonder, are they? Are they? All right, C1 Zagoli. Oh my God, they killed her with that. I hate that. I hate that C1 dead. I hate it. Yeah. Grand Rising to you, sister. She says, Grand Rising family, I hope you all have had a wonderful week listening in while getting creative. B1, big love to Uncle and Auntie, all my brothers and sisters and cousins in the chat. Our love to you as well. Yeah. There you go. Kimberly Mitchell said, Hoover, hey, real ones, just wanted to say love y'all. I always keep you in my prayers. Take care and look out for each other. Be thankful for each other and what we have. Right. Real spit. James said I'm gonna keep saying I support black only. I don't give no fuck about non-blacks, homie. Okay, I don't have enough love in my heart for those who are not my people. Power to my people. Black fist up high. I hope I didn't say something in there where I gave the impression, hey, oh, kumbaya, all people love you. Hey, man, I love black folk first and foremost. I just, I don't make any, um, I don't make any excuses or apologies for my way of thinking, for my rationale, how I see things to be. I'm just like you, man. I love my people first and foremost. I'm thinking about nobody else. I'm not thinking about nobody else. My people are in dire need of love and unity, identity and all that shit that matter, man. So that's what I'm on. Real spit. Queen and Zinga sending out hugs and kisses to her sister. Oh, that's so sweet. That's sweet. James going to say black is all that matters to me. Miss me with all that other BS. All right. Man, hello. OG Bam. My homeboy, man. That's a G homie right there, man. Salute right back to you, Bam. Good to see you, brother. How you been, man? Hope that you're well. Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year to you. Yeah. It's my guy, man. OG Bam, man. Look at James. Hey, what that original front hood like? Huh. Real talk, bro. Yep. We do love you, homie. Yeah. And I'm telling you, see, Bam like that, he gonna push what he push, and he push blackness first. First. Yeah. I've seen him do it. Not just on YouTube. Shit. Come on, man. Real spit. Yep. All love and respect, though. C1 goes say, I know exactly what you're talking about, Uncle. You know who I've been talking to, and I can tell glass from a diamond, and they all glass. But with time, I may create a diamond. All right. What'd you say? Okay. Poke Mitchell said, man, Poke Mitchell Podcast TV said, it's saying in the Bible that we are marvelously made. We are marvelously made. To hear is something special, and to understand what you hear can be a blessing of a lifetime. Lead, Brother Bub. Let me read that again. He says, it's saying in the Bible that we are marvelously made. To hear is something special, and to understand what you hear can be a blessing of a lifetime. Appreciate that too, man. I agree, James. And I think that's the consensus, not just the sentiment, man, of not just the royal group congregation, but any brother or sister that's conscious, man, that understand, that see and know that's in what's going on. No matter how you cut it or how we cut it, we have to change. Facts, man. Facts. It won't come any other way. We have to change. The homie, all right, man. What up, loved one? I see you. He said, peace once again to all our family and friends. Let's leave more positive comments and thoughts. Appreciate that. This is Under the Groove Podcast, people. Like, share, comment. For those who see fit, subscribe if you see fit. We don't, hey, man, get you in here, man. That's good enough. Like and share the comment. I swear, I appreciate comments even more. I really do. So, yeah, this is where we are. This is what it is. Hey, the homie, good to see you back, brother. Peace and blessings. James Cass says, the days of banging are over. Let's flip a new page into a new chapter of blackness with the mission to restore, empower, and rebuild. What's our saying, man? Gang banging needs to die so brothers and sisters can live, man. I'm holding to that one. Promise you that. I'll stick to that. James say we lost too much and it's mind numbing. Shit, man. Bam, man. OG Bam Compton Front Hood says, Happy New Year's to the chat. 2026 must be the year of peace and unity. There you go. There you go. There you go. And you got that right, Bam. He says, man, they subscribe to black on black violence, hate, dissension, disagreement, conflict, all of it. They thrive on it, man. They subscribe to it just for that purpose. James Cass says, OG Bam and Bub are two of the realest brothers on this YouTube thing. The real need to follow suit, man. It'd be nice, man. We get more brothers coming here, man. And Bam, me and Bam, we talked. We'd like to get him and the hood postman. You know, it's their brothers, man. I think, man, brothers, there are some solid brothers. And again, man, there just had to be no game banger, man, that went through some stuff that was life-changing, that, you know, that helped create a mindset that's more positive, you know, that, you know, that's more towards love of self and the people, you know, or your people. You know, there are brothers out there, man, we got to tap in with, man. And I think, you know, that's something we spoke about last week, to get brothers, man, to come. And then again, don't have to be here. Don't have to be on this channel. But we need to start having some dialogues, man, and the right brothers, man, can come and make a difference. Them 7 to 14-year-olds, man, let's get to them, man, before them hearts get hardened. Like the brother said, man, let's reach them, man, you know, and let's get these cats, man, that have been through this stuff, that's really been through some stuff, it's changed their lives for the better, to sit down with these brothers, man. And not only that, but let's bring something to the table for these young brothers, you know. It'd be nice, man. It wouldn't be nice. It'd be the righteous thing to do. Be the righteous thing to do, man. The homie said, Bub, did you and your queen watch the Australian genocide movie? I recommend it to y'all, Rabbit Proof Fence. Yeah, you missed last week. Yeah, we did watch it. And I'm telling you, when it came on, my wife had to be quiet, just watch the movie. You tripping. I immediately, because I get like that, man. Like I say, I don't watch movies of cruelty, atrocities, slavery, just messing over the people. I hate them type of movie that do something to me. So when it came on and I saw it, I started making statements. You know, I ain't even a minute into the movie, and I'm talking just, you know, these Waiupis, these crackers, they all in Australia. And man, but it was one of the most, for me, inspiring movies, man, I've seen, man. It not only inspiring, but motivational, man. These young kids understood. And see, this is why we see what we see in our communities today, no matter where we are all over the world, where these distractions are put in place so kids can't think and react to things they know are wrong. You know what I mean? Man, these young sisters, man, you know, the oldest one, Gracie, was that her name? Was it Gracie? Oh my God. Shoot. That sister was a warrior, man. A young child. A woman child, man. And she had a mission, man. She had a mission, man. And she was trying to see that mission through. Even when she thought, you know, when she, okay, man, you want to quit, go ahead. We got to trick on. We got to get to where we need to be and stop the self. Say, man, wait a minute. Nobody can get left behind. Nobody's expendable. Went back to find her sister, man, her little cousin. And it was too late. But damn, I mean, the movie, I'm telling you, my wife, she will never get on it, but I watched the whole movie, man. You know, so yeah, brother, we did watch the movie you recommended, man. I appreciate that movie, man. In fact, what that made us do after we watched that movie, guess what we went and watched? They cloned Tyrone. Y'all need to go watch that again. For those who've already seen it, and for those who haven't seen it, watch that movie and get past all the Jamie Foxx, joking and shit. Get the message. Cold flick, man. Cold flick. Make you wonder why they didn't never put that in the theaters. I think that was a Hulu special. It was one of them. That movie should have went to the theaters, but I understand why it did it. I can understand. Y'all need to watch that movie, all right? But I appreciate that recommendation. If you got another one from me, brother, I'll go watch it. I sure will. I know who that is. Comedic, I see you. Anyway, yeah, Raymond, man. I see Raymond Skull 102 says, man, Bub, to add to your comment, dudes, I feel as if most people who engage in these antics on social media are limited in education. I think that these acts are scripted for views, but it's still buffoonery. Excuse me. Let some of them tell it they've been educated. Let some of them tell it they are educated. And then, we listen to some of them, and half the stuff they say, you're like, man, boy, you dropped out of third grade. You I mean, it makes you wonder. But in all seriousness, hey, man, this is it's all put on. You know what I mean? Again, it's all orchestrated, man. That's just my take on it. It's my take on it. These some of these brothers have handlers. That's just my take on it, man. That's my take on it. All right. Okay, the homie man, Kemet gonna say, do I Nabat charge Ra Seti Nebu Neturu Inu Kem Peru. This is hard. This is Nebet Taraj Ra Aim Sete Zero Pesejet Aim Ke Peru Ta Senu. Man, please put that in English. But I see you naming the planets on your next comment. And brother, forgive me for butchering that, all right? Pesejet Ta Senu Raim F Aminet and Mars, Amon M Jupiter, him M Uranus. I guess these are the gods. Hamet and Neptune, Nun and Mercury, Nanet and Venus, Kook and Saturn, and Kaket and Pluto. Where's Earth? I don't see Earth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 planets. Okay. They said Pluto's not technically a planet, but okay. Where's Earth, the homie? And do you say, well, can you explain that for me? Or for us? Break that down for us. James say, I got nothing but love for the Pyrus and Bloods. I just make mention of those closest to me. Doesn't mean I have anything against anybody else from a different city or neighborhood. Love you, Bub One. And that, you know what? And yeah, set me straight whenever, you know, I seem to be going on a tangent or saying something that I don't have a full understanding of. And I didn't mean for it to sound like that also, James, just so you know, because we've had this conversation and I've had it many a times, you know what I'm saying? Brothers are brothers. And yeah, it's respect no matter where we from, you know. I deal with more brothers now than ever before. One thing though, I learned to deal with brothers in the joint because I saw not just the necessity, but I saw my kinship with a lot of brothers, you know, be they cousins, relatives, whatever. You know, I understood that, hey man, worst came to worst, my people came first, you know. No matter what happened, I was gonna be in the thick of things, you know, with the brothers, you know, no matter who these other people were, as long as they brothers. And I think I mentioned this last week or so. I would tell the homies, you know, it was a trip because a lot of homies didn't think I was gonna go home. They said, no, man, you just not you, you know, ain't gonna happen. I said, man, I'm going home. Anyway, long story short, I told him though, I'm going home, you know. But understand something. Y'all can't get into it with no brothers about nothing. If it's the way Oopies or the Mahindas, all right, don't worry. I'm there, you know. And honestly, man, it was a trip because some brothers that, you know, had confidence that I knew what I was talking about in terms of going home was like, nah, homie, nah. Some go, no, you ain't, you know. I say, yeah, all right, yeah. But don't worry about it. If it's some brothers, I was telling them straight out, I'm proning out. I meant that, you know. I meant that, you know. But my point is to your point though, James. Yeah, man, from everywhere, man, you know, from everywhere, from all neighborhoods, man, all sets, all gangs, all blocks. It didn't matter, you know, all communities, you know, that's what it was. I'm not gonna do that, though, homie, because that right there, boy, woo wee. And Pyramid, I knew Amanat had none. No, you like Jiggy? Yeah, that ain't how you say that. Yeah, I'm butchering it. Well, I don't mean no disrespect, you know. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. OG Bam, front hood Compton, man, from Compton Front Hood says, no black men is my enemy. Real spit, bro. Real spit. Frederick Hazaby, I see you, man. Salute right back to you. He said, Bub, Damon Porter, and T-Bird. Yeah, them the loved ones, man. Just out in that DP the other night, man. We chopped it up for a minute, man. You know, again, there's a brother, man. You know, we could add so much more to the equation. There are a whole lot of brothers, man, that can add so much more to the equation. You know, and what's the equation, man? What should be the focus of the equation is us. There you go again, us. Black men and women, our people, man. Melanated people, man. Bring that to the equation. We gonna need every bit of this. Okay, so the homie going to break it down for me, and I appreciate that, bro. He said this is the original tongue of our African Comastrian ancestors. I hope I said Chemostrian ancestors. And see the Chemistrian, I read the first one, chemo, but Chemistrian, Kemet, all right. But yeah, that's how so far removed we are. I'm tongue tied. I'm like, you know, and I know the vowels are said or spoken differently than, you know, the European vowels, especially most people of color. The vowels are always different. You know, the A, E, I, O, U is totally opposite. You know, I, A, O, IAEOU, and pick that up from Swahili dictionary. But yeah, I get that. I appreciate you like enlightening me on that, bro. Woo-wee. And see, there's something you can teach kids in after school program. You want to give them, teach them something, man, about themselves, their history, what the language was for those of us who arrived on, across the Atlantic, man, the transatlantic trade, as well as those who, come from here, indigenous families or whatever, man, and still lost, the knowledge of the tongue, man. This is stuff that, yeah, brothers, young brothers and sisters, old as well, like myself, can pick up and learn again. I think it's genetically, it's already in us. It's just a matter of reawakening that or tapping into that to get it to the point where we, this it becomes our tongue, or we become fluent in that, that language. And nothing wrong with it. Yezriel says, I'm gonna keep saying it over and over. We need to love the creator and love each other. Only then will have power, protection, peace, and respect from the other nations. Again, and I keep saying it over and over again as well, brother. You got a point there. You have a point. We have to love. I think not ourselves as much as we do, or the creator as much as we do ourselves. Whoever the most high is, whoever the creator is, you know what I mean? Whatever source of energy, whatever force that is that created us and gave us part of its gene. Yeah, we got to represent that. And the only way we're going to get what, I think a lot of people look at it in terms of, being in a state or stage where we want respect more than anything from other races. Okay, well, yeah, we got to love and respect ourselves, love and respect what we come from, what we're a part of. So I don't disagree with you on that, brother. I agree. Though I'm not, I'm a spiritual brother. I think that, yeah, there is something, I don't know what it is, but I know I come from that, and in that I come from, I'm pretty sure it has to be based on love, man. First and foremost, it has to be. That's what I think. So I agree with you, brother. You keep saying that too. Keep repeating it. Say it as much as you need to. Pope Mitchell said, it's just my opinion, but when you know your addiction, you know what to work on. But that's the thing. A lot of us don't know our addictions. A lot of us are, we're distracted by other addictions. We have all kind of addictions. What's our main addiction that led to the other addictions? Most of us don't know what our addictions are. And then let's say, for instance, some of us do. How do we go about kicking this habit or this addiction? How do we get rid of it? What's at play, man, in terms of helping us to understand what our addiction is, and then how to get rid of it, how to cure ourselves of it. There's always, what they say about people with addictions. We get rid of one addiction to take on another one. You know what I mean? I don't know. I kind of think that's true too. We work on addiction, but then as we working on it, we done picked up another addiction, that ain't, might not be as worse, but it isn't necessarily any, better, But yeah, that is a good, that's another good point though. It's just my opinion. But when you know your addiction, you know what to work on. James said, man, my opinion, stop blaming drugs and alcohol. These are grown ass men who can't help themselves. It ain't an addiction problem. It's an individual problem. No, he ain't playing. James be going in like, hey, man, damn all this. But it's almost like I say, man, damn excuses, We don't need them. We know excuses only serve to, justify, what we're doing. You know what I mean? Okay, at ODR22, he says always content, always fire content. Appreciate that, man. The second time I see you in this Get Down. This is Under the Groove Podcast, man. We appreciate your comments in this Get Down, man. That's a lot of love and respect from you that we accept. We embrace it wholeheartedly. So thank you for having that comment, brother. Yazriel says, man, time is running out. Because they ain't waiting on nobody, man. Time is running out, y'all. And I said, like you said, the window, the opening, our interest is open to us. It's right now. We have to get it together. We have to get it together. James go on to say in terms of the addiction statement, if you can't help your addiction, something been wrong with you before you got on them drugs. But hey, there's some truth to that. Think about it. A lot of people have been traumatized, you know what I'm saying, have been through some shit which led to drug usage or whatever addiction they might be addicted to. Alcohol, drugs, DOP, you know what I'm saying? Hey, somebody, in most cases, trauma, led to a lot of people's addictions, a lot of people being addicted. Trauma, drama, and a lot of stress, OG Bam, man, said, man, the two most dangerous things on earth is an intelligent black man and black unity. Tell the truth, bro. I think that's the problem, though. I think that's what it is, Bam. A lot of dudes know this. And I think a lot of dudes are scared to see what that would bring, what would befall them or us. So I don't know, maybe psychologically speaking, they thinking they're saving us from ourselves. But make sure we don't unite or that we don't have power. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. A lot of them play dumb. A lot of them intentionally want to be dumb. A lot of them fear black unity. Because like I say, man, they might see it like, hey, man, they're going to bring them people down on our heads. Again, just go back to times of bondage. And you had them house people acting the way they did against the field people. And they told them, oh, you causing trouble. you going to get mad at us, That might be it. That might be it, man. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. I'm just saying that there's no telling the psychology in a lot of these brothers' minds in terms of why they're doing what they're doing. It's crazy. Good goddamn comment, man. Appreciate that one. Kimberly Mitchell said, hey, how funny, I'm at work. I'm new here. A co-worker walked by me and asked what I'm listening to. He told me he's from Gardena Shotgun. Small world. We know the same people. He thinks this is cool. That loved one, we send ours, man. Love and respect, man, to the guns, man. Yeah. To the guard, man. Yeah. Yeah. James said, man, I knew I had anger issues and I still do. I'm better than before. I've grown a lot since 2016. Although I realized smoking a bunch of ganja smoking a lot of ganja wasn't gonna get me out of that hole of aggression on me. Yeah, 2016, that means, shoot, man, that's progress. I mean, I think, but what we were talking about last week, a lot of what people call other people, other ethnicities, when they see us, they say, oh, we're emotional or we're angry, or a lot of them misconstrue that for being our passion. You know what I mean? Now, you, in your case, you know what you're talking about. You have anger issues. I'm not doubting it. I've had them. I got better, though. I'm like you, man. I had to get better. But I think for a lot of us, man, or for a lot of people, when they see us and we're in our moment, whether we're angry or not, we're still passionate about what we're talking about. We're not necessarily being emotional or angry outright. You know what I mean? It's just a passion that we speak or we feel for the issues that, affect us most. That's not to, again, discredit, when the individual know they got anger issues, they know they got anger issues. I know a few people with anger issues. I'm telling you. And I know I've gotten better because when people get angry around me, I'm like, yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I love you. No, I'm clowning y'all. Yeah, man. Just work on it. Continue to work on you, though, James, man. I think, man, I think that's the measure of a man, the one who continues to work on himself, man, to progress, continue to mature, maturate, man, continue to grow. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. Stay the course. Folks said, Bub, I want to say to you, brother, thank you for allowing us or me to come on UTG to express my point and opinion. We should, as I do, take therapy as they come. Man, every day, man, every day. I tell y'all, I got many different forms of therapy, man. I swear I do, man. I mean, many different forms. And it's helpful. I don't care what the wife say. It's helpful. I get a leaf blower and I'll blow the leaves off my lawn. I'll take my time, man. I'll do one leaf at a time, man. I'll be out there for an hour. The whole time I'm working through some stuff, I'm dealing with issues and stuff or whatever, whatever the thoughts might be in my head. But we can all use some therapy. I don't agree that we have to go sit in front of Dr. Weinstein or Bernstein or whoever, man, to get that therapy, I don't agree with that, but hey, to each his own, man. To each his own. Kimberly Mitchell says, man, that BLACKFIRST, that orange love, man, 100, to the world. UTG brings real ones together. Thank you for you. Know the Lord is using you and your wife. Thanks for everything. Take care and God bless y'all. Same to you, Sister Kim. We appreciate you being in here. We appreciate your comment, your message, and your love. All right. If were it not for all you guys in the RTG, in the Royal Group congregation, and those of you who are just coming in and tapping in and dropping these comments, our work, what we do together, man, would be, for naught. It's because of you guys, this thing is what it is and it's growing. So it's more y'all than it is me and my wife or anybody. It's all of us. That's what I think. That's what I think. All right. James sending shots out. Rest in peace to Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, Black Power 1. Queen Nzinga sent a shot back to Kimberly Mitchell, saying, each one teach one, sis. Real recognizes real. I appreciate you, Queen. There you go. There you go. Them sisters, boy, they woo, woo, woo. James said that's the parents' responsibility. What, James? To teach? You say to teach?
Yes, their children.
Oh, to teach their children. Yeah, there's some truth in that. But, the community, the old African proverb, it takes a village, But the village got to be right. I don't disagree. Right. The village can't be about no buffoonery, no bullshit. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, moderator. Thank you. All right. By reaching the parents. Okay. And that was Bam. I lost some. Bam said, let me go back to maybe okay, there you go. The two most dangerous things on earth is an intelligent black man and black unity. Okay, by reaching the parents. Okay, I missed something there, Bam, but that's cool. Okay. James said, don't let these concrete streets raise your children. Real stuff, man. Peace, power, love, and respect to the Queens in here. One. Bam says, OG Bam, Compton Fronter says, we need resources in our community, in our communities. True words never been spoken. One of my assessments in terms of resources, Bam, is us. I think we are a natural resource. We're a resource in a lot of ways, though. We're also a resource for others. You know, and my take on that, if that's the case, then we should be our own self-resource. The same money we generate to, you know, the economy annually is the same money, at least at the very least, half of it is supposed to come back to our communities. Thereby, we are bringing to our communities resources in the form of dollars. That's first. You know, I think that's one of the first things we can do. But again, you know, we got to be on the same page. Our people have to understand how we can look out for ourselves instead of looking to, you know, the government or someone other than us for resources. You know, we are the resource. We're the number one resource in the country. Just my take. Poke Mitchell says, you're right, Bam, and your voice carries weight as well. And know that, brother, because some people eat different, but God has made you to cook. I like that. All right, Pope. All right, Pope. James Goins, LG Bam has taught me a lot over these last couple of years, and I'm thankful to still have brothers like him pass down his insight, knowledge, and wisdom to the rest of us who didn't live that life. One, that's something that I can appreciate hearing. I appreciate that coming from you, James, but I appreciate more knowing that Bam is that type of man, that type of melanated brother, man, that does that exact thing. That's what he does. You know, that's what he does, man. And I appreciate him, man, for doing it. Like I said, I was on the yard with him, man, and, you know, hey, truth to power. That's what he always did. Spoke truth to power, man. That's how I got to know Bam. Love and respect, man. Love and respect, man. Alonzo Johnson, good to see you again, brother. He said, peace to the RGC and to you, Bub, and your family, man. Likewise, Alonzo, man, peace back to you, man. Happy New Year. Glad to see you. Let's get out with us, brother. And hopefully everything is everything with you and yours. You guys, man, you know, 2026, man. You on course, man, you know. I think that a lot of people, man, when we get up, when that grand rising occurs, a lot of us, I don't think a lot of us realize that the day will be what we make of it. You know what I mean? You know, I just think that, man. I think that when a lot of us get up, 10 toes down, man, or however that might occur, it has to be done with this thought process that the day will be what I make of it. The day will be what I will. You know what I mean? So, man, you know, that's something I think we all should start. You know, this is a positive affirmation that I think that it go a long way, and it'll do us a lot of good if this is something we recite or we tell ourselves, something similar to that, or something that's positive in and of itself that would get you up, motivate you, inspire you to make the very best of the day that you find yourself getting up in. Make of it what you will. You know, it's every day, man, that you have an opportunity to stand up in it and be a part of it. Make of it what you will. Get it? Get what I mean? All right. So again, Alonzo, appreciate you, man. He said peace to the RGC and to you, Bub, and your family. Likewise, brother. Again, Happy New Year. Bam said grown people hanging out at summer night. Yeah, man. I recall going through there one night, staring at a bunch of kids. And, you know, most of us, you know, who know what that thing is about, we see that, you know. I mean, they don't, you know, you see them over there, whatever, and then you see the older, you know, whatever won't, you know. And people just, for the most part, congregating, but still, I think that's an opportunity wasted. You know. For instance, I don't know what the funding is for something like that, right? But let's say, okay, man, there's certain funding attached to that. Why aren't there excursions, you know, trips, you know, take them to see things, educational things, you know, things that are informative, that can, you know, give them a different outlook, get them out of that situation just for a few hours if need be. But take them somewhere, you know, that would be, I think that would be that would be something, you know, can be looked at or be considered by them as something good to do. They would appreciate it. I'm pretty sure of it, you know. But yeah, a lot of grown folk hanging out with kids. I remember growing up, man, shoot, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You couldn't hang around grown folk. 13, 14. You couldn't hang around grown folk, man. You know, and grown folk didn't hang around kids. You know, I remember that. You know, it was unacceptable. That's a pop in the mouth. You get your lip busted. You know, what you doing over here? You know? I mean, around the house, anyway, family they didn't tolerate that stuff. But anyway, times have changed. James says, and to the brothers who've been locked down in them cages, come on home. I'm tired of seeing my people do 20, 30 plus years behind walls. Tired of the BS. Yeah, man. And you know what's even sadder though, James? The time they're giving these brothers now, man, it makes, well, shit, it makes no sense. Not just brothers, our sisters too. 200 years plus life and 150 years, play, you know. Excuse me. One sister told him, well, the joke's on you. I ain't gonna live that long, you know. But they locked up like that, man. Long periods of time. Sad. Excuse me, y'all. Alonzo sending his shots out to Bam, man. Bam's a good brother, man. Good brother. Good, reputable brother. Excuse me. Al Thomas says, the parents are the first teachers. Black men and black women have to take the reins and produce the individuals that will carry our legacies. True. True. I had the sister Cinda. The sister's a psychiatrist, right? With I think a master's. Yeah. Excuse me. She said something similar to that the parents are the little gods to the children, you know. They learn everything they're supposed to learn from the parents. You know, what that sister talk, I'm all ears, you know, I'm paying attention, man. And she says some real powerful stuff. But yeah, you're right, and she's right. You know, anybody who knows that is right. Excuse me, God. Yeah. Can't wait to have that sister back on the Get Down, which is very soon. Very, very soon. As well as Miss Bonnie, you know, the ex-wife of Tookie Williams. She'll be coming to sit down with us. Excuse me, everybody. And that thing is gonna go, it's gonna be flawless. It's gonna go the way it won't be no issues, you know. But they'll be here, matter of fact, real soon. And I can't wait to have these sisters in here, man. Come tell you, they light the place up, man. I got to bring some plants and stuff in here. I've been told, I got checked. They say you need plants in here. You need, you know. I'm like, okay. And plants get that energy. I said, all right, I got you. I got a few plastic plants. They said, oh, the real thing. You need plants in here. I'm like, okay. So they'll be here, man, to hang out and chop it up with the people. Love when them sisters give us a piece of their minds. Beautiful. All right. James said, brothers and sisters, come from thrones. All right. Bam said, we got to start calling these fake role models out and make them contribute to our community. Now, see that? Yeah, I get it. But that's the part that, you know, now, you know, you're fighting an uphill battle. Now, when we, you know, and people, we have to be careful, Bam, because I say this, and I say this unapologetically. A lot of these guys are being handled. You know what I mean? So the first time they hear something that sounds like, oh, you know what I mean? They're gonna start telling or whatever the case may be, you know. So I think the thing is they say, man, you know, let's be realistic. They're not gonna do that to begin with. I only know a couple of brothers I know that actually give to the community. And as a matter of fact, shouts out, man, to the homie Baby Spike, man. Yeah, I see your work, brother. Appreciate you, you know. But to, you know, say, hey, man, you make them, nah, we you know, got to be careful because them dudes, you know, like I said, we got, man, we got people calling people snitches and they, you know, it's what they do. So what that tell you, we got to just be very careful, man. We can ask brothers, say, hey, man, you know, here's something we drew up. This is something, you know, and it's above board, you know, and, you know, this is how it's, you know, going to work. And this is, you know, who it's assigned to it. Or this, you can see where it all goes, whatever. Other than that, you know, either they own it or they ain't. Either they with it or they're not, you know. But, you know, chances are, and I have to say this, Bam, they're not going to be with that. That ain't to get down, man. You know, so we have to find other avenues. That's not to say we can't address them and ask. Say, man, would you like to contribute? You know, come make a showing or something. You know, but yeah, other than that, really happening like that, nah, no sirree. I don't see it. I don't see it. But anything's possible, right? All right. James Cass said, Happy New Year and happy Tuesday, Queen and Zing. I appreciate you to the fullest with nothing but love and respect. All the best wishes and blessings to you and yours, Queen. One. Yeah. Al Thomas says, enter them into STEM camps, coding classes, and robotic classes with a focus on AI. There are quite a few Black/African-centered online classes. We must invest in the seeds / our children. So I was saying a minute ago, well, it was more than a minute ago, maybe 30, 40 minutes ago. Where are these programs in the community? What you just said, you know, STEM camps, coding classes, robotic classes, focusing on AI. I said, okay, so I think every community has 2 or 3 nonprofits in it, right? Most of them, right? Where are these classes? Where are these after school and not and or after school and weekend classes and courses, training camps and things of that nature? Where are they? Where are they? You really, if we're going to be talking about looking out for the best interests of our legacy, our legacies, our children, and then hoping that we do it in such a way, we do it in enough time to where we start to bring change into the community, because they'll be coming back to bring to the community their knowledge, you know, and hopefully their entrepreneurship, you know, to build up the community. Hey, man, we don't have a lot of time, one. And where are these programs too? Why don't we see this going down? I don't get it, you know, but great point, man. Great point, Al. All right, C1, we see you. I'm back. I hope I didn't miss too much. Yeah, you probably have, but you know, you can go back and watch this again. And hopefully you do. All right. Go check this out again. This is Under the Groove Podcast, people. Like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment. Subscribe if you see fit. All right. That's not something we don't twist arms about that. B60M said that was the Moody. Oh, it was Judas and the Black Messiah. Judas and the Black Messiah. Alonzo Johnson said, James, you're absolutely right. It hurts the soul to see our people suffer. Okay, Judas and the Black Messiah about Fred Hampton. Fred was a cold dude, young, intelligent brother, went to business, warrior. They did that to that brother, man. Hmm. Man, they did that, there, brother. James says, Alonzo Johnson, much love and respect, my brother. I know I've shed more than enough tears for those I've lost to the streets and others I've never even met. If you're black, you're one of mine, period. Here, here. Same here. You go on to say, James, I was hurt when uh that POS cracker Arnold executed the loved one Big Tookie. Rest in peace to the brother Stanley Williams. May God rest his soul. We all human, man. Ain't nobody perfect. Love to the West Side. One. Alonzo said exactly, bro. Much love and peace to you and yours. My little brother doing 25. That shit hurts my heart. Damn, that hurt just then. I got, man, shit. I got two nephews doing life sentences. I mean, man, decades upon the top of a life sentence. You know, one's a Damu, one's a Hoover. You know, sad shit, man. Poe going to say, question for the chat. What do you think about good versus evil? Alzheimer's parents are the first teachers, but the government has separated blacks away from how we teach. Okay, I'm pretty sure I was going to give you one on that one. He's going to answer this, but I'm pretty sure Pope meant that for the RGC. And so anybody willing, jump in there, man. And hey, man, let's address that, man. Let's see if we can give Pope some answers on that. Okay. What you say? Okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Okay, Pope, you continued. The government has separated blacks away from how we teach, and you're going to say, my grandson is so spoiled, it's hard to sometimes be grandpa because too much judgment on our culture. I get that part. I think I understand that very well. Yeah, you can't even not just discipline, but chastise nowadays, you know. Yeah, it's kind of, you know, the government is in your business, in your house. Alonzo said, what's up? What's up, Poke? I believe the government is evil. I choose parents over government. James says, I always trip off going back to 1969 and went earlier. But the 1960s, for example, I imagine we never lost not one soul to the madness or hatred. If Raymond Washington and many others were still here, just think if everyone who was taken by this infectious culture was never taken and still here with us. When it come to my people, the only way we need to leave this earth is of natural old age. Yeah. I think about that often too, man. All the geniuses, all the talented, all the gifted brothers and sisters, man, that were taken, you know, that were taken that are not here, man, and what could have been their contribution, you know, in terms of our communities and positively speaking, in terms of unity, you know, empowerment, you know, being productive, all that, man. Yeah, I wonder about that quite often. All right. I see you, man. Game banging life coach, man. It's the loved one, man. Crazy, appreciate you, brother. All right, y'all go check his channel out also, man. GB Life Coach says game banging life coach, man. He says salute loved one at the gig. Just tapped in for a minute. Appreciate you tapping in for that minute, brother. Peace and love to you and yours. All right. Happy New Year's also, man. Good to see you doing well. All right. Oh shit. The homie got another movie for us. All right. It's called He said, I got another movie for y'all. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I don't know what. Okay, we on. Huh? There's another one.
What he's talking about is the Jew boy in the Holocaust scams.
Oh, he was in a concentration camp, a Nazi concentration camp. Okay. Okay. Queen Nzinga said that Clone Tyrone was a Netflix original. Yeah, I figured it was one of them that did that. I thought it was Hulu though. Thank you for that. ODR 22 said Damon Porter popping on YouTube right now. Yeah, that's love one, man. Wish him well. Again, let's hope our brothers, man. I'm telling y'all, man, we could do so much better, man, than what we are. But I know the loved one. He's a good brother, and he has faith in himself. He has confidence in himself. So therefore, I have faith and confidence in him as well. He's proud of what he's doing. I know he enjoys what he's doing. And let's watch the maturity. Let's watch the elevation. Let's watch for the elevation. All right. Let's see how that works out, man. The brother can do it. He can elevate this thing too. Trust me. Yeah. Al Thomas says, hold on, let me go back because I've been in so many dang comments, y'all. God dang. And I don't mean it negatively. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm trying to catch up. Let's start here. So many. James said the big homie Monster Cody from H.R. Gangster dropped out 6th grade, yet wrote one of the best pieces of literature ever written. All the crackers couldn't believe it. Rest in peace, love one. Real spit, man. Oh, Monster, man. Sadiq. Yeah. Raymond Scholes said our people have been indoctrinated with this capitalist mindset. Excuse me, I don't know why I got turned talk. And we know that capitalism has led to world wars. On a micro level, it turns us against us. And speaking of capitalists and capitalism, and I'm gonna say this briefly. I know y'all watching. You have to be in tune with what's going on in the world. You have to be, and this is why I say, see, what we're going through. This is not by happen chance, man. It's designed to keep. But see, there's no one more political than us. There's no greater activists on the face of the earth than melanated people. Now, what happened in Venezuela, it's going to lead to something greater. But people got to understand the truth of the matter. It didn't have anything to do with drugs. It has something to do with oil, but more to the point where it has to secure, I think, the oil in the region as a mechanism put in place in case something happens in terms of world war. So, okay, China cannot have that oil. If you know what I mean, they can't have access to that if something go bad. It's in the United States region, and they're really securing a resource just in case world war happen. If a world war happens, they got control of that oil. It had nothing to do with drugs, man. It had nothing to do with none of that. But again, it has a lot to do with capitalism. It has a lot to do with, the dollar. China was about to get hold of all that oil, man. And Venezuela was about to work with them in exchanging that oil, not for dollars or what they would call petrodollars or whatever, because in the world, a lot of commerce can't be bought or had unless you spend in American dollars. You know what I mean? But China and Venezuela was working out a new method to, exchange the oil for money, and it wasn't going to be in the form of dollars. So in that way, it devalues the dollar. Not only that, but again, it gives China a strategic leverage in terms of a resource over America. They weren't going to let that happen. But again, man, the cat's out of the bag, and I think there's going to be some shit. Russia said what it said. Wasn't necessarily a threat. It was just saying, okay, now y'all did that. Now watch. Watch. As a result of y'all doing this, so shit is about to change. Shit is about to change. The BRIC nations, they're against the American dollar. They're actually all of them against America, to tell you the truth, for the most part. Some shit is about to happen. But see, we supposed to be aware of what's going on. We're not, because we're stuck on stupid. We're stuck watching buffoonery. We're not understanding, man, that, hey, man, the world is changing and it ain't for the good. Ain't nothing good about what's happening in the world. Some shit go down, man. Most black families don't have resources put away. Foodstuffs, things to protect themselves, property somewhere, outside of the city, some shit go down, man. We just, we're at the mercy of whatever the hell happened, man, or whoever does it to us. All this shit is for a reason, man. There's nothing, I'm telling you, accidental about any of this stuff. So I appreciate that comment, Raymond Skull, man. Way to drop that in there, man. Al Thomas said, bad/evil and good, ? To me, it's human nature, and it depends on the perspective. The government has no bearing on what I teach my son. That was also Al Thomas. Quinn and Zinga say, Al Thomas, I agree. Parents need to be parents and teach. If they don't teach their kids, these other people will, and they won't like it. Al continues to say, I counter all miseducation taught in school. My son has a black man as his current teacher. He calls me often when speaking in the high regards of my son. He says, I know what you have him on. He says, I know that you have him on point. It shows. That's his son's black teacher calling Al and letting him know, pretty much saying, hey, man, I appreciate what you're doing. Though I'm a teacher, I appreciate how you've taught and raised your son. Pretty good, man. Yeah, salute to Al Thomas. I'm telling you, look, that is a good point. What is that? Israel. Hey, how you pronounce that? Come on, man. Don't be like that. No, it's not Israel. It's Israel. Okay. But he made a good point, and I'm going to repeat what he said. He said the good people, and I'm repeating this for a reason. The good people in other nations are waiting on us to unite, you crazy, and change this evil ass world. I've said this, and people don't necessarily, I don't know if think what I'm saying makes sense, but we are, I think, the saviors of the world. But in order for us to be that, we have to save ourselves. There are other ethnicities, there are other people who look, actually, man, y'all, a lot of us won't trust, not saying this or trust other people think this, but they're looking for us to save the world. It might be hard to, trust for a lot of people, but I think that's the case. And yet, the only way that's possible that can be accomplished is if we first save ourselves. you know. And first save ourselves. Like, we're firemen and, our house is on fire and their house is on fire. And we trying to go over there and put out the house in their fire while ours burned down. We can't save nobody's shit until we save ours. We have to save ourselves, man, in order to be able to save somebody else. Thank you for the comment, brother. Huh? Wow, man. Yeah, I know your bro, man. Man, 93, man. Yeah, a little swole, man. Yeah, on yard together, Calipat. Damn, we been down 33. Yeah, that's when we all fell where right around that time. Ooh-wee. Raymond Scott, this is a very interesting comment. He said, I seen the guy who turned on Fred Hampton. He gave an interview about his role and how he infiltrated the party. He committed suicide after that interview, and we're still doing the same thing today. I think we watched that as well. He ran out in traffic or something. He did something, just, on a highway or interstate or something. But that's the same guy they're talking about. They gave him a gas station for doing that shit. And he did. And I watched the interview. You could tell he was just like, damn, just so depressed brother now, I didn't feel nothing for him. Be quite honest. I didn't care one spit. Alonzo Johnson said, we have to stand on the square of truth. You right, my brother. Yisrael, I hope I'm saying that right. Peace to you and yours, your family. Yahuwah is the most high. And I think you're talking about God or Jesus. Okay, Ye Israel, I'm saying that right, I think. Or Ye Israel says, don't we love to be lied to? So shit, that is deep. He said, don't we love to be lied to and love smooth talk, brother? Hey, for this fake new year, bro, I'm not going to argue. We, my bros and sisters, we can take it or leave it. He goes on to say, if you don't believe that we are the chosen people, the most high, that's on you. I love you still, brother. Alonzo goes on to say, we're definitely the people of the covenant. Al Thomas says, I cannot subscribe to a God that curses his own people. Okay, that's where this conversation is coming in from, namely African/Black people. Respectfully, brothers, to each his own. That's right. We can agree to disagree. And this is the RGC, and this is where we do that. We do it respectfully. All right. Yezriel says the people curse themselves by not following the rules, loved one. Same as today. Israel? Yes. Okay. I'm finna do that right now. He told you that? Okay, then I'm gonna find it. I didn't hear you. You over there mumbling. I need you to speak up so I can hear you. I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay. But anyway, you must follow the rules. Okay. Israel, he said, we must follow the rules. No rules will create chaos. Alonzo Johnson said, if the devil turned you off from the truth and loving your own and self, the devil knows when the truth comes to you, you will have a hard time believing, just like they planned. All right. Now Thomas asked what Israel said, no rules will create chaos. And you know, there's a saying that out of chaos comes order. I don't know. All right. Al Thomas said, whose rules? The ones contained in the holy books that were given to you? He said, it's Israel, brother. Okay, Israel. Appreciate that. Okay, Al Thomas said, we're grown men. I do not subscribe to fairy tales, gentlemen. Alonzo, all right. You brothers going to have at that one because, oh, we're at the end of that because that looks like a good conversation for y'all to have. All right. Here's the thing, though. And I think this needs to be considered, man. One thing I'm pretty sure we can agree on is that we don't have our stuff together. Now, the disagreement could be because, okay, we're not following the, whatever, the Most High put or prescribed for us. Those who think that and, believe that could be one thing. The other is, man, I think the reason why we don't have our shit together because a lot of shit we went through or what we've been through. Now, is it God's, curse or fault, or is it our own? I say, man, at some point, though, regardless of who we want to place blame on, we've been through enough to know when, okay, enough's enough. Let's get our stuff together. Let's just get it together. We know what ails us. We know what's done harm to us. We know who's done harm to us. We know all the stuff, all the things, all the people we need to know that means us no good. So it can't be no God's fault or anyone else's fault at this juncture as to why we're in the situation we're in. We know what we know. Our people have lived through this, man, for not generations, but for millennium, at least a millennium. So then it becomes our fault. Israel said, okay, we're not listening. Okay, then, hey, this is the punishment, or this is what we will extract from not listening, from disobeying, the Most High's laws, order, whatever. Brother Al, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm like this. At some point, we have to take responsibility. I'm not sitting up. I'm not pointing my finger at no God, no higher power, nothing. I do subscribe to or ascribe to the fact that at some point we have to take responsibility. We have to be accountable for what's ailing us or what's affecting us. If we know we're sick, if we know we're sick, and we know what the medicine is or what the cure to the sickness is, why aren't we taking the medicine? Why aren't we improving our health? Why aren't we making ourselves better when we know how? We know exactly what we need to do to improve our health, our mental state, or whatever the case may be. It's on us before it's on anybody else. That's what I say. That's what I say. We're talking about, what we're seeing going on in our communities, man. Whose fault is that? That's our fault. That's our fault. I think there's no simpler way to put that. There's no simpler way to put that. And that's why I say 2026 should be the year of accountability. Let's be accountable for our actions, man. For our actions, If we can correct what's wrong with us, let's starting with us first. Let's do that. And as we go about making corrections in our own lives, once we see what the right path is or whatever it is we need to do to get ourselves straight, then we say, hey, man, to our people, here's the way, here's the path. Let me show you the way. Let me show you the path. Let me help you get on this, to get on that. Until then, man, it's just going to be the same old stuff, man. We'll lose focus, man. Social media just be one distraction. They got it now to where, and let's be perfectly honest, man, where they've created this thing where religion now is a distraction to the point where don't nobody trust what's being said about it. Don't nobody know where to get, what they need to get from it, because everybody feels like it's been not just tainted, but it's been corrupted. What is a fact, though, is we have to take responsibility to get ours together. Get ours together so that we can get to the point where we can get to the knowledge education we need about us and who we come from, where we come from, who we come from, and what our real purpose is. Until then, man, we can always have these scenarios where we there's always confusion, there's conflict, there's a sense of not being sure what's what. That's always going to be the thing, man. We have responsibilities, man, to do what needs to be done. This should be the year of accountability. Like what somebody said just now in the comments, time is running out. And I think that was Israel who said that. Time is running out. We don't have time, man, to be back and forth bickering about, X, Y, and Z, when we know A, B, and C is really, man, really what's affecting us. Our society is affecting us. Our communities have been affected, man. They've been poisoned. We know this, man. Why are we not working on that? Why we haven't created something to thwart everything that's coming at us, man, that we know to be foul, wrong, toxic, or whatever the case may be? Why does it seem like every day we're falling deeper and deeper into this BS? I don't know, man. I think work is for us to do. We have to do the work. Again, it's probably easier said than done, but the job is for us to do. It's not for anyone else, And again, I think once we do what we're supposed to do, everything that we're not sure of, everything we're confused about, or whatever it is we're ignorant of, it'll come to light. But we got to get ourselves together, man, in order for any of that to happen. And that's my take on that, man. That's my take on that. One thing for sure, man, we need each other. We need each other, man. Without each other, we get nothing done, man. No one will succeed. I'm telling y'all, man, no one. And y'all pretty much know this, man. Y'all know this because I've heard you guys say it. We say it all the time. There is power in unity. We have to unify. Even if we don't agree on some things, or especially the things that matter the most or not matter to others, man, we can agree to disagree, but we got to get together, man. We got to bring this thing together. We got to bring this thing together. All right. And that being said, man, I got to get up and I got to get out. I want to say, man, peace to the chat, man. Peace to the Royal Group congregation. Peace to those who came in tonight, man. Your first time coming. We appreciate your presence. We appreciate you taking time to even comment and have a say in what we do. Again, this is Under the Groove podcast, but we do this every Tuesday and Thursday night, and we call this Touching Bases with the People. You coming in, touching bases with us. Hey, man, job well done. We appreciate you coming in doing that. So we'd like to see you again this Thursday coming 6:15 to, around this time. It's a new year, y'all. It's a new year. Let's make them changes. Let's stick to them. Let's get it done. I'm struggling dealing with some changes myself all day. All day, boy. I'm doing good, but ooh, shit. Anyway, we got to be in this fight, man. And in order to be in this fight, we got to focus on what the focus need to be on. Anything else, man, is a waste of our time. We want to get down with this, get down. Got to focus on it. We got to focus on it. We got to know why we doing this stuff, man. And we got to know that we got to do it together. The only way it's going to get done. So, all right, that said, love yourself. Love yourself first so that you can love the brother or sister next to you. You see walking down the street, even the one you might disagree with. Love yourself so that you can love other brothers and sisters, because we all need it, all right? Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace to the chat, man. The Royal Group congregation ain't nothing but love and respect for everybody, man. Have a good one. Have a good evening, man. And maybe, hopefully, if your God's willing, you have a grand rising tomorrow, all right? You are, you have been, and you will be under the groove. One love and power is in the people. Take care, everybody. All right.
Count the names, count the bodies, count the victory. Cullen Hughes, Hurst, and writing future history. From the Apollo to the Borough to the Sphere, where the echo of those Harlem nights still ringing clear. So when they ask what happened in those tenement flats, between the spirituals and where consciousness is at, tell them we transformed suffering to scholarship and song. Tell them we've been telling you we're brilliant all along. The Renaissance will prologue every decade since the sequel. Every black child born's continuation of the people who survived the Middle Passage, survived the Jim Crow laws, and built magnificence from nothing but their vision and their flaws. That's in the sergeant is once a less than Hatters, hats, and mistakes. Please don't you, I can't stop us. Power sensitive, watch the applause for polls. Need your data, talks and constantly problem when the wet just wanna build the season big. Now don't get the pause. It's just erasing up the times. Plead the walk is off the main. Make it on the fans. Turn and neck and love the durn. Suffers like a kisher. You were wrong to preaching up on side as each lunch on the shit and untruth and vet someone the very it's on Gary Land. Be hell in heaven, you see what the bonafide. You wait talking for the marker rate to keep him from the trumpets on the boards to the singer land is carried open stone and keep us looking on my mother record channel resi more than he and let the peasant be and every time we keep a spawn.